I'm going to just start by telling you all a little bit about what the social action projects are from our Friends Forever side. I won't be doing that for too long. I know what we're really here for is to hear from the folks that completed them, but just to give us a little bit of background. So Friends Forever International's mission is to help youth become the best versions of themselves so that they can help their community become the best version of itself. And going through these projects are really where we get to take that mission and make it actionable. And these two and the rest of the folks that have made it to this point are really a testament to that in making that small scale community change with the resources that they have at their disposal right now. So the FFI immersion program, these programs are usually between 10 and 16 days in person, but before their in-person component, they go through a team building phase where they develop their team identity, they bond as a team, and they come up with the goals and the foundation for success during the in-person component of their program. And then after that in-person part, they go through what you're just seeing the final component of right now, which is their community building phase, where they develop, plan, and implement a community-based project addressing a need that they recognize in the community that they're in. And just to give you a little overview, this has been, this time, it's our first time doing it quite in this way. As anyone who's been with Friends Forever for a while knows, we're constantly changing the mold of what we do and doing things that are making improvements that are more efficient and work for the groups we're working with. So the community building phase is about 12 weeks with some breaks in between for some in-person meetings and some areas of feedback. But for the most part, these folks have been walking themselves through that curriculum and communicating with us along the way. And when it comes to, like I had mentioned, of understanding a community need that they're going to address, we've started by comparing and contrasting the way we see that community issue with other folks, understanding who in our community is already addressing that issue, why that issue matters, and more specifically, why it matters to us. What is our why? And how does the perspective that we have impact the way that we view this issue? And then taking all of that information, everyone looks at, okay, what impact can I make with all of that information in mind? They first developed a brainstorm where they turned their project idea and develops a list of stakeholders and folks in their community that could help, some of the outcomes for their project and what success really looks like. They developed all of the objectives. We use the OKRA's method here of objectives, key results, and action steps. And they developed a budget and put those in order of what's going to be most essential for their project to be able to happen. And then from all of those objectives, key results, action steps, we've turned those action steps into a timeline and an actionable plan that they can follow through. And as you can see, that in itself and getting that to its most finalized state and submitting a project proposal is a lot of work. And along the way, they've had different advisory reviews where they've met with staff, alumni, and got some feedback on their projects and learned about ways that they can further develop them. So there's been that sort of communicative Friends Forever piece throughout, but they've really done an enormous amount of work to reach the point that you're seeing today.
Okay, so hello everybody. First of all, I would take a moment to thank everyone for sparing some time of your day for listening to my social action project. As you can see on the screen, my topic today is flowing equality, break the silence on period poverty. Before beginning my presentation, I would like to take a moment to introduce about myself. My name is Sonia Lestrado. I am from Karnataka, India, that falls in the south of India. I'm currently a grade 11 student. I'm aged 17. I'm also an active community member and I love community service. A little introduction about my project. My project will be addressing lack of knowledge and lack of availability of menstrual products in my community, especially among women and young girls belonging to the below poverty line. And why am I doing this project? It is because I believe every woman deserves to avail period products and get the comfort they deserve. And I also believe that period products should not be treated as a luxury, rather as a basic necessity that everyone deserves to get every month. I will then go on to highlight the statistics of my project. According to a study, 12% that you can see on the top right in the image, 12% of Indian women have access to sanitary products during their periods. The study also says that the remaining 88% of the women used unsanitized cloths, ashes, and even husk sand. Genital infections or reproductive diseases are 70% of they cause 70% of poor menstrual hygiene. An estimated of 23% of girls drop out of school every year due to period poverty. The most common alternative is cloth, and while cloth is unhygienic, without proper care, it also increases the risk of infection and other diseases. Misinformation and stigma often lead women to use unsanitary methods to manage their menstruation, like dirty rags, leaves, sand, or even ash. Moreover, taboos prevent them from washing their clothes publicly or in front of the men of the family, and more importantly, drying them in the sun. So frequently, they use damp cloth, which is even more unhygienic and hazardous to health. These are the alarming myths about periods that you can commonly hear if you come to India. First is during periods, girls are considered impure and should not cook or visit sacred places. This is seen even in today's date, where girls are not allowed to go to the temples when they are on their periods or enter the kitchen. Sanitary pads should be kept private and covered while purchasing. This is also seen in today's date. So if you go to a medical and buy pads, for example, they wrap it in newspapers and then give it to you. Foods like curd, tamarind, and pickles disturb the menstrual flow. Not only that, it is considered that the pickle jar touched by a menstruating girl becomes stale or spoiled. Nobody should touch a menstruating woman, and girls on their periods should sleep in a separate shed or a different room. This is also seen prominently in rural areas in today's state. Towards the right is a picture of a menstruating hut in India. In many states of India, the practice of banishing girls and women is very common. It is mostly prevalent among the Gonds, which is the largest indigenous group in central India. Locally, they are known as the Kurmaghar or the Ghaokar. They lack basic amenities. These huts lack basic amenities like proper beds, clean water, functional washrooms, and even a kitchen. These huts not only lead to infections and illnesses, but sometimes even death. The solution to these issues that I thought would be something I could execute at a small level is to conduct donation drives at different locations, at prominent locations in the city, and then the donations that will be distributed among the government schools, and also talks will be held by gynecologists from a very well-known hospital here in Mangalore. Government schools, for those of you who don't know, are funded and managed by the government, but one still has to pay an affordable amount to attend the same school. Next, I would like to give you an overview of the timeline of this project. During the month of January, I will be securing spaces for drives and talks, and also contacting gynecologists and NGOs for expert advice, both of which have already been begun. February of 2024, I will be continuing to secure spaces for drives and talks. March of 2024, I will be conducting my first public donation drive, and also will be conducting talks at rural areas. There will be a 2-month break because it will be a summer vacation here in India, so most of the schools will be closed. I will resume the project in the month of June. I will be conducting private donation drives at 2 locations, I'll talk about it further. Talks at government schools will be continued from the month of June. Where the donation drives and the talks will be conducted. So the donation drives will be conducted at 2 locations for now. First being St. Francis Xavier Church, and the second being St. Aloysius PU College, which is the college I go to. And the products donated here will be given to 3 schools as of now. First being in Addur, second in Ulaibettu, and third in Bijay, all of which is in and around my city. And how will it take place? So the collection boxes will be kept at prime locations here in the city, along with the QR codes for anyone willing to donate using the GoFundMe. Flyers will be distributed by volunteers, whoever is willing to help, and the collection of these boxes will be done by me. Talks will be conducted with the help of gynecologists from Father Muller Hospital, a very well-known hospital here in Mangalore, and NGOs will be helping me with the same for expert opinion. For now, it is Talpa Trust. Finally, I would like to briefly talk about the resources. The anticipated budget for this program is $115. Though most of the costs should be getting covered in donation drives, I urge and I hope everyone looking at this video donates whatever little possible to be able to reach out to more and more people. It costs as little as about $3 or 300 rupees to provide a woman or a girl with period products for 1 month. I'd like to end this presentation with a summary. In this project, I'm hoping to give women and young girls the basic right to have period products every month. And I'm also hoping to continue this project for a year or even more. Thank you so much. I hope you found this insightful and useful. Feel free to reach out to me if you have any queries through my email ID or my Instagram page for this project. And for anyone willing to donate to this important cause, the QR code is right on the screen along with the link given below. The link of this QR code is also at my Instagram bio. Thank you.